This video is to help someone who wants to grasp the basics of Korean honorifics or 한국어 존댓말. So here is the content for this video. First, we are going to talk about sentence types in Korean. Second, we are going to talk about when to use honorifics. I divided this section into three, as in when we honor subject, when we honor object, when we honor listener. So in these three different types, we use honorifics. In the last section, we are going to talk about honorific expressions for nouns and particles. Then let's begin. First of all, this is about Korean sentence types. There are so many sentence types in Korean, but for Korean learners, these four sentence types are basic and useful. As in 홍콩에 삽니다, 홍콩에 살아요, 홍콩에 살아, 홍콩에 산다. These four different sentences, they have the same meanings, but they are in different forms. And they have different functions too. Let's see. The first sentence, this kind of sentence, ending with 비읍니다. This is used in very formal situation like interview or TV news. The second sentence type, 아요, 어요. This is formal, but this is very casual. That's why most Korean teachers, they teach this sentence type first, because this is very common, very useful, and at the same time, it doesn't sound rude. And it is widely used in daily lives. The third sentence type, 홍콩에 살아, without 요, is informal speech type. We use this sentence type only with acquaintances, like close friends or family members. The last sentence type, it is ending with 다. It is used in narrative. When we read books, newspapers, then we can see this kind of sentence type. So you need to understand the difference between these sentence types, and we need to choose proper sentence types depending on different situations. But using sentence type only is not enough. For example, look at this sentence. 선생님이 밥을 먹습니다. This sentence uses very formal sentence type, right? But it doesn't sound polite enough because this sentence doesn't use proper verbs, nouns, or particles. So what I want to say is choosing the proper sentence type is important. But on top of that, we need to use proper verbs, proper nouns, and proper particles for honorific expressions. Then let's move on to the second section. When do we use honorifics? As you already know, we use honorifics when we talk to someone who is older than us or who has higher social status. Then how can we express honorifics in a sentence? We can express our politeness in three ways. First, by honoring subject. Second, by honoring object. Third, by honoring listener. Let's take a look one by one. The first one is about honoring subject. If the subject is an honorable one, and if we want to show some respect to the subject in a sentence, we can make sentences polite by using verb ending 시. For example, my boss lives in Seoul. In this sentence, my boss is subject and he's an honorable one, and I want to show some respect by making this sentence polite. Then we can express respect by honoring subject by using a verb ending 시. For example, 사장님이 서울에 사세요. Here, 사세요, its regular form is 살아요. If the subject was I or my friend, then I would use 살아요. 내가 살아요. 친구가 살아요. But in this sentence, the subject is 사장님, who is an honorable one, so we show some respect by adding 시 into the verb, as in 사세요. Let me give you another example. Here is a simple sentence, Dad laughs. In this sentence, Dad is the subject and he is an honorable one. We can add verb ending 시 into the verb, as in 아빠가 웃으세요. not 웃어요. 웃어요 is a regular verb form, but the subject is an honorable one, so we add verb ending 시 into the verb to make 웃으세요. But not all verbs take 시 when we honor subject. Instead, they use special verb forms. For example, 먹다 change into 드시다, 자다 change into 주무시다. 먹다, we do not say 먹으시다. As for 자다, to sleep, we don't say 자시다. Let me give you an example. Dad eats bread. Here, we have an honorable subject again. But as I said before, to eat, it doesn't take verb ending 시. It has a special verb form, 드시다. So that's why we say 아빠가 빵을 드세요. This is an honorific sentence for Dad eats bread. 아빠가 빵을 드세요. We do not say 먹어요. 먹어요 is a regular verb form. It doesn't have any honorifics. We do not say 먹으세요 either. 먹다 has a special verb form like 드시다. One more example. Dad is sleeping. Here we have honorable subject one more time, Dad. But sleeping has a special verb form 주무시다. That's why we have 아빠가 주무세요, not 자세요. This is wrong. And 자요, this is not an honorific expression. This is regular form. Let's move on to the second part. This is about honoring object. When we do something for someone honorable, then we use honorific expressions. Please look at these two sentences. Dad gave me money. I gave Dad money. Dad is an honorable person and we want to show some respect to Dad. And in the first sentence, Dad is in subject position, and in the second sentence, Dad is in the object position. So the first sentence is about honoring subject and the second sentence is about honoring object. So when the subject is an honorable person, we use verb ending 시. But on the other hand, when we honor object, we do not use verb ending 시. Instead, we use different verb forms like 드리다. If we see a sentence includes 드리다, then the sentence must be about honoring an object in a sentence. Then how can we express these two sentences into Korean? The first one, Dad gave me money. The honorable person is in subject, so we can add verb ending 시 in the verb. 아빠가 돈을 주셨어요. She is added in the verb form. As for the second, honorable person is in object position, so we do not use verb ending 시. In this case, we just say 아빠에게 돈을 드렸어요. So what I want to emphasize is that we use different language form when we honor subject and when we honor object. Here is another example. I helped Dad. In this sentence, honorable person is Dad, and Dad is in object position. In that case, we use 드리다 format. Like, 내가 아빠를 도와드렸어요. The regular verb form is 도와줬어요. 도와주셨어요. This is used to honor subject, not object, because it includes she in the verb form. The next section is about honoring a listener. We can see both subject and object honoring expressions in this section. Look at these examples. Here we have two sentences. Dad, wait. Dad, I will help you. In these two sentences, I am talking to Dad. Dad is the listener and Dad is an honorable person. So I'm going to show some respect to Dad. In that case, in the first sentence, Dad, he's the listener and at the same time, he's the subject. In the second sentence, Dad is the listener and at the same time, he's the object in the sentence because I help Dad. Dad is the object. In these two sentences, we need to use different honorific expressions. In the first case, we need to use subject honorifics, which is verb ending she. So we say 아빠 기다리세요. This is it. And as for the second sentence, we need to use this kind of verb ending. So 아빠 도와드릴게요. So in these two examples, we show some respect to the listener. But in one case, we used subject honoring, but in the other case, we used object honoring. And for your information, 기다리세요. Its regular form is 기다려요. 기다려요 changed into 기다리세요. We added she here. And as for 도와드릴게요, its regular form is 도와줄게요. 도와주실게요 is ungrammatical, but I think it's close to honoring subject type because it uses she in the verb form. This is the last section. In this part, we are going to talk about honorifics of nouns and particles. When we use honorific expressions, we change nouns and even particles together with verbs. In Korean, we tend to honor everything related to honorable target. That's why together with verbs, we change nouns and even particles. Let's begin with honorifics for nouns. We use special nouns for honorific expressions. When it comes to nouns honorifics, we can see two types. We honor somebody by elevating the target person, or we can honor someone by lowering myself. These examples are to elevate an honorable person. 이름, name, 밥, meal, 딸, daughter. So we do not use 이름 for an honorable person. Instead, we use 성함. 밥 will be changed into 진지, 딸 will be 따님. So these examples are special noun forms to elevate the target person. But on the other hand, we can express our politeness by lowering myself. For example, 나, which is I, or 우리, which is we. These two pronouns have special noun forms like 저 or 저희. So when we use honorific expressions, we express ourselves 저 or 저희, not 나 or 우리. Here is an example. Sir, your daughter is so cute. I'd like to express this sentence to my boss. So my boss is an honorable person. And as I said before, we tend to show respect to everything related to the honorable person, even to his daughter, who is 1 or 2-year-old baby. So daughter, its regular form is 딸, but we are going to use 따님 instead. 사장님, 따님이 정말 귀여워요. By using 따님, we can express our politeness to my boss. Here is another example. Dad, have your meal. Meal is 밥 in regular form, but we need to show some respect to my dad. Then 밥 should be changed into 진지, as in 아빠, 진지 드세요. 드세요 is another honorific expression for 먹다. We just learned in subject honoring part. Let me give you another example related to lowering myself. Here are some cases, and they say, Dad, we are home. In this sentence, a pronoun we is used. Its regular form is 우리, but they want to show some politeness to that, then they use 저희 instead of 우리. So the complete sentence will be 아빠, 저희 왔어요. Not 아빠, 우리 왔어요. By lowering themselves, they honor that. So here is the last part. Let's check out honorifics for particles. In Korean, we even change particles to use honorific expressions. For example, the subject particle 이 or 가, it is changed into 깨서. Another particle 에게 will be changed into 깨. For example, Grandma called you. So we need to use a subject particle 이 or 가 in this sentence. 할머니 가. We need to express our politeness to grandma, so we are going to use 깨서 instead of 가. As in, 할머니께서 전화하셨어요. And as you can see, verb ending 시 is added here because we are honoring the subject grandma. How about this? I called grandma. 내가 전화했어요. 할머니에게. But we need to use honorific expressions because the object is grandma. So, 에게 will be changed into 게. As in, 제가 할머니께 전화 드렸어요. So we used particle 게 instead of 에게. As in 할머니께, not 할머니에게. And for your information, we used 제가. 제가, this is an honorific expression for 내가. We can show politeness by lowering myself. 전화 드렸어요. The honorable person is grandma, and grandma is an object position in the sentence, so we use 전화 드렸어요. Its regular form is 전화했어요.